Hello and welcome for this new tutorial on Unreal Engine 5. Last time we added the physical control on our character, so now we have some nice walking animation with the physics environment. And today we need to create a control rig for our character to be able to create some new animation very easily. So we will do that, we will go in Unreal, we will create a very simple control rig. We're not gonna go too deep into the control rig, we will make something very simple. So we'll go in Unreal and we'll start creating our control rig. As you can see, I made some change. I have a little map to test some stuff. I will show you at the end. Now we will go and start working on our control rig. So first, we will go in our content browser. We will click on our skeletal mesh. We will right click into create and we will choose control rig. Hop. There is our control rig. We call this CTG for control rig. Bunny. And now we'll start working on our control rig. As you can see, I changed the layout. I will put back the old layout to show you how to change it. You go to the default editor layout. That's the default editor. The issue with the default editor is that this little window on the top left is very small. And we actually need it to see what we are doing, to test it out. So we'll make it a little bit bigger. First, we'll go by getting our rig hierarchy and we put it on the left of this window. Then we will close the execution stack, the curve container, and the my blueprint. We will take it and put it on the bottom right. And now we have something pretty good with our hierarchy on the left, our character on one side of the screen, our control rig in here, and the detail panel and the blueprint panel on the right. It will be easier to work like that. We'll start by making the root control. So we'll go in the rig hierarchy, we will right click on root and create a new control. We'll leave it at root control. First we will press Shift P to unparent the root control. You can also right click and there is an unparent, this unparent that you can choose, or use Shift. Now we will go into the detail panel and I will change the shape. For the shape, I will use the hexagon pick and I will change the scale to something like maybe 12. Maybe not an hexagon, is there something better? We'll use the octagon, it's better. Now we have this control. We can change between the different... This is the location. If I press E, I have the rotation. It will be W for the location, E for the rotation, and R for the scale. We don't want to change the scale, but we will mostly use the translation and the rotation when we want to control our character. If I made some change like this, for example, and I want to put it back where it belongs, I click on compile and it comes back where it was. So we will start by adding this control to the root bone. First we will click and drag the root control and we will choose get control. Now we'll go on the root bone, we'll do the same, click and drag and we will use the set bone. Now we'll put in the execute context of the root bone. And I'll put the transform of the control on the root bone. Now, if I compile and save and I choose my root control, if I move it out, you can see that the root of the character follow my control. A very simple control is the basic control. Now, I will click compile to put it back where it's at this original place. Get some coffee. Now we will add a box to move his pelvis. So we'll click on the pelvis and we'll create a new control. We will unparent by pressing Shift P and we will parent the pelvis control to the root control because we want the pelvis to move and follow the root control. If the root control move, the pelvis move with it. Now we'll go in the pelvis control and we will change the shape. We will choose the box thick and we will increase the scale. So I'll put something like this, something like that, a little bit up. Okay, it looks good. We will set this control to the bone pelvis. So we take the control, get control, and we will get the pelvis and do a set bone. Put this into the execution and the transform to the transform. We'll compile and save, and now we have the control of the pelvis. Okay, so now we will start working on one of the legs. We will start with the left legs. I will just make my camera speed a little bit lower because it's going too fast. Now that's better. And we create a basic IK rig. So we will right click in here and choose basic IK. We will not plug this straight away. We will first set it up. First, we will need 3 bones. So it will be the 3 bones of my legs. The first will be the bite, then there is the calf, and then the foot. So we put this one to be this, the second one to be the calf, and the last one to be the foot. I will compile, and now we need the control. We will add the control on the foot. So we will right click, new control, and we have the foot left control. I will change the shape to be a box. So we have our control for the feet. Here we have our control. Now we'll take the foot left control, we will do a get control, and we will add the effector to this transform. Now we will plug it in and we will see what's going on. As we can see, the legs is totally twisted because we need to change the primary and the secondary axis. First, I will remove the secondary axis. You can see that it's still twisted, so we need to find the good axis so that our bone look good. For example, we have 1 into the X, I will put -1, still bad, so I will put 0 in there. I will put 1 into the Y axis, still bad, put -1, still bad. We'll put 1 into the Z axis, not good, and -1. So we can see now, I put -1 into the Z axis, and now we have something that looks better. The bone is not twisted anymore. Now we'll see, we try to put the secondary axis. We put 1 into the X, it's not good, -1 looks good. Try to move it to see if that's perfect, and it looks very good. So we'll compile and save. Now we can see, if I actually move my pelvis down, we can see that the IK is working. The only issue is that my knee joint make my bones go inside. It go inward. We want the IK to do the legs like a normal knee and to go out in the front. To do that, we will add a pole vector. First, we'll press compile to pull it back at 0. I'll put this one like this. And we will go into our calf. The calf is actually our knee joint. So we first create a new null. Create a new null and we call this left knee space. And then on this left knee space, we will create a new control that we will call left knee control. We will unparent this left knee space and we will parent it to the root control. Okay. Here we are. Okay. Now we will put this little sphere where we want our knee to actually move. So we put it in the front. I will try to put my camera in the good way. And we will change the initial transform of the sphere. It will be, I want it to be somewhere like here. So I will check the current. I will copy this into here and copy this into here. Now we'll compile, and here is our knee control. I will change the shape as well because it's a little bit too big. I can put something like 0.6. And now we can use this knee control for our pole vector. So we'll get the control, and for the pole vector, we actually need a vector. So we'll open the transform and use the translation. We'll compile and save. And now we can see why is my feet doing this? That's weird. Maybe this is not good. Maybe it was not X. We put this 1. Okay, it looks good. If I put -1, it looks twisted. I will put 1. Now our bones is perfect. I will compile. And if now I move my feet, we can see that my knee in here is actually following my pole vector. So it's pretty good. Now I can actually make my pelvis go down, and my character is bending the knee. Okay, so we'll do the exact same thing for the right foot. We will copy this, and we'll just recreate the exact same stuff. First, we will change the bone to be the right bone, and then the foot. We will need to create the control on the foot. Right click, new control, put air control, we will parent it to the root control. Okay, we will change this to be a box fit. We will start by getting our foot control and place the transform to the effector. Then we'll plug this, you'll see, compile. Okay. If we move the feet around, we can see my bone is going inward. So we create the knee control. We go into the calf, new null. This will be right knee control, right knee space. Then on this we create a new control. We rename this to right knee control. And we put this in front of our legs. We actually put this, we will use the same location for the right knee into the initial. We want this to be there, and the Z be this. Then we change this to .6. We'll compile, and we need to remove it to unparent this from the foot. 50 to unparent, and we parent this to the root control. Here is our knee control. Then we'll get it. We'll get the location, the translation, and we put this in the pole vector. Now if I compile, you can see that I'm bending both of my knee when my character is actually doing some squat. Now we'll go ahead and create a control for the spine 2. Right click, new control. You have the spine 2 control, we unparent, we put that into the root control. And on our spine 2, I would like to have a circle. We'll take the circle thick. We take the circle thick. I will change the scale to be maybe something like 4, maybe 5. First I will plug this, 5. Okay, that's nice. And we'll get this control, and we'll get the spine 2 bones. Set bone. Oops. I did a get bone. I want to do a set bone. Plug this in, compile and save, and now I can rotate my spine. is the rotation. You can see that my spine is rotating with my character. Let's work on the arm. We do a basic IK for the arm. It will be the exact same thing as the legs. We just need to specify the elbow control. So we start with upper arm, lower arm and end for the arm. So we start with the left arm. We'll first we'll copy this basic IK. First change the bone. We'll start with the upper arm, then lower arm, and the last one will be the end. Now we need an effector. So we'll go into the end and we'll create a new control. We change this control to a box. We like to have a box, not solid, box fit. Change this to 1.5 to be enough. Okay, it looks good. Maybe too much, 1.25. Okay, it looks nice. Now we will unparent this end left control. We'll parent it to the spine too. And we will get the control, not set. We want to get the control. And we put the control into the effector. Okay. We'll plug this in. And now, first of all, we will check our axis. You can see that everything is twisted. So I'll put 0 in here and 0 in here. We try 1 into the x-axis. Looks okay. -1 maybe. No. 1. Put 1 into the y. That's not good at all. -1. No. And 1 into the z. -1. Nope. So it will be the 1 into the x-axis. Then the secondary axis. Not 1. -1. No. 1. -1. No. Maybe in the z. Okay, so it's -1 into the z-axis. Here we are. Our bone is nicely made. We'll compile and save. And now we'll try to move the end, and we can see that the elbow is going like this. So it's not good. I would like the elbow to be behind the character. We will compile and save, and we will create an elbow control. We will first click on our lower arm. We'll right click new null. We change this to left elbow space. Then we create a control which will be left elbow control. Here we are. And we change the initial. First change the shape. No, the shape will be the sphere, and we just want to change the scale. We put .8. And we'll change the location. I want to go backward on the Y, maybe -10. Okay, it's not enough. -25. Better. That's looking good. Now we will unparent this and parent it to the spine. Okay. And we'll get our left elbow control, and we'll plug the translation to the pole vector. To clean this up, I will maybe have to rotate it 90 degrees on the Z. Let me see this, it's 90. I will put into the initial 90. If I compile, it will be, well, it's a little bit better. We are actually facing like our arm with our hand like this. It's better. Compile and save. We'll do the exact same thing for the other side. Now we just need to add the last control on the neck. So we'll go into the neck, create a new control with the neck control. We change this to be a circle. Perfect. The scale maybe 6. Much. 5, it's good. I'm gonna change a little bit the location into the shape transform, not in the initial or in the current, just in the shape transform. I would like to have this a little bit up. It will be easier to see when we move the stuff. Maybe something like 15. Then we can put this to 6. Okay, that's perfect. We will apparent the neck. We put it into the spine too. And now we will get our control. We will set our bone. Drag this in. Put the transform in here. Compile and save. And now I can move the head of our character. I need to put the spine 2 into the pelvis. Okay. Now if I move this, it should move everything. Okay. And we have a basic ControlRig. So we'll save, compile and save this. Close. And now we can actually use our ControlRig. If I drag it in my world, I go into sequencer with the animation mode and I can actually change the animation and create a new animation for my character. We will do that on the next video. I will show you what I created. Here is my character. We still have the physics. We still have the physics applied. You can see that if I go there, we still have the physics. You can see that I changed the shader. You have a little outline around the character. It's pretty nice. And I have some obstacle. I have this hammer that actually push me, that I can use to actually propel myself. So I created the dive animation. You can see it's very simple. It's not very good, but I did that in 5 minutes. We'll create a better one on the next video. And I can now play the game. I will show you. So I have this little hexagon that I showed you last time. I will try to go on the other side. I can actually go it by doing this. I have this rotating stuff that actually push me. I can still jump, but this thing push me with the physics control. So I can go on the other side. I will try to go in there. Okay, I will go there. I created the little door that goes and close on a random, with a random time. You have to choose the good door. Then there is the little hammer that can push us. Then we can go on to the other side. If I don't get kicked by this thingy. Too complicated. And I have this little round stuff that actually roll and make me fall on the side. Here is the few stuff that I've created. We still have a lot of stuff to create to make a nice game. We're getting somewhere. It's already looking pretty good. So I have my dive animation now. We will recreate that on the next video. Tell me in the comment section if you want to see a video on how I created the little props there, the little hammer, the rotating stuff and the door. Tell me if you want to see how to make that. That's it for today. We created the ControlRig that we need for our character. On the next video, we will work on the animation. We will do a dive animation together and then we will do a kick animation. The game is looking pretty good. We have some stuff. We need to add a lobby for our character to connect to it and then to get transferred to the game. So we'll do that on one of the next video. For now, we already have a nice little platformer with some physics. So it's looking pretty good. If you actually like this video, please leave a like and you can subscribe to not miss the next one. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.